I swear it's like every week a different woman jumps on the internet telling the world that they have the newest strain of an STD, which is bewildering to me because personally, Batman would have to beat that kind of information out of me, unless I was disclosing it to someone that I wanted to date. Ironically enough, this woman did exactly that. She wanted to date this guy, and while they were talking, she let him know that she had HIV. As unfortunate as that sounds, I do want to say I think it's good on her for letting him know. However, her reaction to being blocked about it is rather interesting.
Over the weekend, I told someone that I was talking to, but for only a week, so maybe that's where I went wrong. I don't know. That I was HIV positive. This is the first person that I've ever told that I'm actually talking to that, you know, saw something with. Basically, he blocked me. I've been like really down about it because it's like, it's nothing that I did. And like, he's just not like giving me a shot, and it kind of sucks because I've never been in this kind of position, you know?
All right. So let's get one thing clear. Firstly, this video isn't to bash her, not in the slightest. If anything, it's more so an attempt to try and spread awareness that, you know, these diseases still do exist and they're very prevalent amongst young people. You know, anyone could get it realistically, but, you know, young people between the ages of 18 to upwards to late 30s and plus, you know, you're still at a high risk of contracting these diseases. And something that I don't think is talked about enough is the fact that we need contraception. You know, like fellas, you should be wearing a Jimmy. You know, if you're not wearing a Yondom, you're putting yourself at risk, my boy. And honestly, it's not worth the risk. Like, why would you even attempt that? But there are several things that I definitely want to highlight. And the first one being just her overall reaction as to why she got blocked. I mean, ladies, we can't be this thick-headed as individuals, both male or female, but in particular, I'm talking to the ladies right now, right? Y'all can't be this thick-headed. You know why you got blocked. Yes, it sucks, but you got blocked for a reason. Like, I don't get it. How can you expect some guy to just be willing to take that on unless he were to also have the disease himself? If you have the HIV, your best option is to date within the HIV community. Whatever disease you have, regardless, you need to find people that are also in that community. You know, unfortunate to say, you are now exclusive to the HIV community, and to be honest, that's just how the cookie crumbles. I mean, that's life, right? Of course, this video wouldn't be complete without some of the comments, and we got a couple comments here. Let me just pull out my phone, take a look at some of them. All right, so here we go. We got one of the comments here, and the first comment is actually the original poster's comment, and this one honestly blows my mind, and this is probably the crux of the problem. She goes, "It's crazy how y'all use my content, my personal life, and can't even give me credit. Wild." Oh my God, that is hilarious. First of all, mama, you have way bigger problems than getting credit for having the HIV on Instagram. This is really where brain rot comes into play, right? Like, yo, we live in a world now where literally anything is content. I mean, hence the video you're watching. But more so than that, we live in a world where anything could literally be content and people have zero shame about it. I'm not saying she has to be, you know, ashamed of what she's contracted or anything like that. Not at all. Listen, you live with it, you deal with it, you make the best of it. Do what you got to do. But the idea that you're more upset that you didn't get credit than being upset that you have the HIV to begin with is crazy to me. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry. You let me know what you think in the comments below. But listen, if you're going to be upset that they used your content, meanwhile you got the HIV, come on, your priorities is all fucked up. Next comment we got is mine. Also, listen, if you're on Instagram, do me a favor, follow your boy. Go ahead and look me up. It's maisondewa.com. The link is in the description below. And also, if you're fucking with the video, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit a like, share, subscribe, share this with your homies, watch the video, share it with your family, you know, help me out. It'll help you too. So here's my comment. Imagine trying to normalize HIV. Y'all are wild. And to be quite honest, yeah, because there are a lot of people in this comment section that were talking about how HIV should inherently be normalized. And I mean, normalized to who? Normalized to the people who don't have it, because I'm disease free, baby. I'm not trying to make that a part of my everyday life. I don't want to be cognizant of what people go through. I know that sounds insensitive, but to be quite honest, if it's not my problem, it's not my problem. All right, we got one more comment here that I wanted to highlight. This one I think is pretty funny. And it's also from a woman. Shout out Raw Khalifa 9. Don't go follow her, don't harass her. Please do me that favor. She goes, I'm sorry she has to go through all that, but let's be real, women block men daily without any explanation. I'm saying though, ladies, y'all block men for being short, for being bald, for being broke, for living with his moms, for not having a car, for all types of ish. All types of ish. And then y'all want to be upset that she got blocked because she had the HIV, a literal life-threatening disease that this man could have contracted and possibly died from? Do y'all see where the hypocrisy is falling into place here? I mean, come on, you can't expect that from somebody. Listen, if I was talking to a woman and she told me that she had a slew of things going on and a degree of baggage that I myself could not even handle, I'm sorry, I would not want to be a part of that. The idea of a relationship is not so you can be saved, but more so you can bring happiness and experiences and togetherness with one another. This isn't about, ooh, I want someone to carry me through this tough time. That's not what people are for. That's not what relationships are for either. And if you constantly see yourself as a perpetual victim, not being able to be accountable, I know that's everyone's favorite word these days, not being able to be accountable of your own actions, because let's be real, how else do you contract the HIV without doing something, that you probably shouldn't be doing? You meet someone, you meet a stranger, a one-night stand, whatever the case may be. You go ahead and continue with that coitus. Next thing you know, you wake up, and for fellas, your shit looks like a Nestle Crunch bar. For ladies, your insides are probably all crazy, looking like blue waffle. Do not Google that, by the way. I know you young heads probably have no idea what blue waffle is. But the point still stands. Regardless of what you contracted or whatever happened to you, you also played a role in that. So I think a part of this is being accountable for those actions. And then at the same time, understanding that, people that don't have this disease are probably not going to want to fuck with me. And you have to be okay with that because your life is completely changed. It's different now. It's not like what it was before. It wasn't you going to the club, popping it, getting clapped or whatever the case may be, and then moving on. And I think the most important thing I could say here is protection is important. Ladies and gentlemen, your health matters. Like, for real. I understand young people like to think that they're invincible, impervious to all, scenarios or situations, but man, I'm telling you, the human body is actually quite fragile. And if you don't treat it right, you're going to end up in scenarios like this and you're not going to be happy. So how do we avoid stuff like this? Well, for starters, you should be asking people for their panels. Ladies and gentlemen, you should. More so than that, you should be getting tested regularly as well. I'm not saying you got to do it like every week, like you're some corn star or something, but to some degree, you should be making sure that just like your regular checkups with your doctor, dental, whatever the case may be, you're also doing that for your overall health as well. Because if not, you're still leaving yourself at risk of contracting something, especially if you don't have the habit of getting checked up, because you won't require that from someone like a potential partner or your wife, whatever the case may be. If you're not taking the time to get yourself checked, odds are you're not going to ask that person. And when push comes to shove, that little reptile brain in the back of your mind is going to force you or convince you to do things that, perhaps you'd probably have a second thought about if you were, in a more, I guess you could say, focused mindset, not thinking with your second brain, if you know what I mean. That's enough of me rambling. Ladies and gentlemen, you let me know what you think in the comments below. Fellas, what would you do? Me personally, just like one of the comments said, I would have blocked her, unblocked her, and blocked her again just to let her know I'm dead ass serious about this.